What's going on, guys? PXCam20 back in with a brand new video. We are here at Suzuka Circuit, the short edition, not the long edition. So we don't have anything past Dunlop Curve. So we don't have any Degner 1, Degner 2, the hairpin, 130R, none of that. It's just the short version, as we are here for our daily race A in the Audi TT Cup, as this is a Group 4 race. So again, you can see on the top right hand side that this is the short edition of the map. So we have the S's, turn 1, but then we have like partial of Dunlop Curve as it goes back onto the front straightaway. So before we jump into the video, I just want to let you guys know that the first race is done by the recording. So if you guys go to like the video recorder on the Gran Turismo Sport recording place, that's basically how the first race is going to look, but all the other races after that are going to be done and recorded just how they usually are, just like this. So just give you guys a heads up and a forewarning. So now before we jump into the video, if you guys really enjoy the content, we're trying to reach a goal of 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So if you guys really enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video, as it really helps out the channel when you guys do so. Anyways, that's enough promoting myself. Let's jump straight into the race. So now, as we wait for the red lights to go off, we are waiting 3, 2, 1, and we are a go, as we are starting in third place on this first race. Going down the straightaway now as we pass the start finish line. We're going to make a move onto the inside, just sweep it all the way to the right hand side, but the second place car is going to cover us, so we're going to follow in behind him as we head into turn number 1. Coming to turn number 1, we're staying right behind second place, as we're just trying to hold off the inside and hold our line, as we have cars behind us trying to pressure us as we are going down into the first part of the S section. So coming to the first part of the S section, we're just following the Canadian ahead of us and just staying right behind his back bumper, as we're going to try to follow the racing line here. And you can see the gaggle of cars that are behind us now as we are coming down to the final part of the S section. So jumping up into lap number 4, this is where the action starts heating up. As you can see, the car behind us actually overshoots turn number 1, and he ends up going wide. As we go to the replay right here, he just overshoots it, goes very, very wide, clips the left hand part of the curbing, and spins right out into the gravel trap. And we are able to secure third place, as we are looking at second and first place, as they are now fighting heading to the S curve. So coming to the end of turn number 1 again, as we are coming to the S curves, we're still right behind second place, but we're starting to get pressure from behind still, as the cars behind us were actually catching up to us, since first and second keep fighting with each other. But this is the part that really confused me here as we come down into the end part of the S curves here. So coming to the right hander right here, second place actually gets a 2-second penalty, and I'm really not sure why he got that 2-second penalty. I don't know if he made contact with first place and GT Sport decided to give him the 2-second penalty, but for some reason second place has a 2-second penalty, so that definitely changes the game. As you can see, first place actually goes very, very wide, clips the grass, and almost loses it right there. So now we are on pace to try to get first place, as we are trying to make a move onto the inside of the Canadian and try to stay right behind first place as we go into the first corner. Coming to the first corner, we're going side by side, as we actually get bumped out by the Brazilian behind us. We go very, very wide as we almost lose it, but we are able to cut back onto the inside and we get the position done. As you can see, the Brazilian just tried getting ahead of us and we just squeezed the gap there. I'm not sure how we did that, as that might have been the winning move there. As we jump up into the replay here, the Brazilian bumps us out, heads right in front of us, and we barely had a car's length room to try to make a move onto the inside and pass both of us. Look at the replay again, just look at that. We just get bumped wide, cut it back onto the inside, and we're able to retake second place, as again that might have been the winning move right there, since we still have to focus on first place and his 2-second penalty. So coming to the end now of the S curves, we're heading to the right hander. It's going to lead us into Dunlop Curve, and we're just trying to stay within the gap of 2 seconds from first place, so we can at least make an overtake when he goes to the penalty zone. Coming to the final corner now, the final right hander, the first place car actually goes very, very wide, and he's in the dirt and he's going out wide and almost spinning. Guys, you see a cone flying onto the screen, and we are now promoted into first place as we're coming to the final corner on the final lap. All we have to do is just hold it here, and we are gonna win this race after a crazy final 3 laps, after getting bumped out from the Brazilian and retaking second place and making that incredible move. And that penalty definitely did help us, and also the mistake from the Canadians. So very, very awesome first race, as we're going to now jump into our second race. So coming to our second race, we're waiting for the 3 lights, and we are go now, as we are starting in 8th place on this race. And we are on the inside here as we come into turn number 1, as we're making a move onto the inside of the Audi TT on the left hand side of us. Coming to the inside turn number 1, there's a lot of beating and banging ahead of us as a car already has a penalty, and we're just trying to keep it onto the inside and try to avoid making contact with the car on the outside. But you see on the radar that the car actually takes him out from behind us, and there's another car that gets taken out right ahead of us as the green car actually gets pushed out wide onto the grass, and you can see 5th place gets a penalty there as he has now a 1-second penalty as we come into the final part of the S curves. Coming to the final part of the S curves as we head into the right hand side, the 5th place car is going to have to serve his penalty, so that's going to be beneficial towards us as we are already up to 6th place, gained 2 positions because of all the craziness that was happening within that first lap. And coming out of the final corner now, heading down the straightaway to the penalty zone. 5th place is going to have to serve his penalty, and we are promoted into 5th place as we now jump up into lap 2. So coming down the straightaway, we're just going to follow the cars ahead of us and see if we can try to catch up to them as we come closer and closer towards the end of the race. So jumping up to lap number 4 here, we can see how much time we actually gain on 4th place as we're coming to the end of the lap now. Coming to the final corner here, all the cars are running different lines as we are just trying to take a narrow line, try to get a wide exit here, and try to stay in the slipstream of 4th place so we can try to catch up to him now as we jump up into lap number 5. We're going to be able to do anything here as we're jumping down into the straightaway, leading us into turn number 1. So coming into turn number 1, we're going to take a very, very cautious entrance here as you can see everybody just gets slowed down from the 1st place car, I think because he's trying to take it very, very patiently and cautiously as everyone else is just trying to get around him and just racing really aggressively. As you can see how much time we actually gain on him as we are now in the back bumper of 4th place, but we go a little bit wide to clip the grass, and that's going to cost us a little bit, but we're still fairly close to where we were at in the earlier part of the lap. So coming to the end of the S curves now, we're just trying to focus on trying to catch up to 4th place again and avoid trying to make any mistakes as we jump up into lap number 6. So coming to the final corner now on lap number 6, we're still trying to catch up to 4th place as 4th and 3rd are almost going side by side now, and we're on the final lap here as everyone is shifting to the inside, just trying to follow each other's slipstream as we come into the middle part of the not the first turn, but the straightaway. Coming down the straight as we go down to turn number 1, we're trying to just pack it in there. As you can see, we gain a ton of time on the Canadian again, and 1st place is just holding everybody up. That's one of the things that you guys have to realize on this racetrack is if you are able to just run your racing line, it's very easy to do a lot of defending, especially through this S curves. And honestly, the best places to make any type of overtake on this racetrack is between turn number 1 and the end of the final corners, as you can try to get a good slipstream down the straightaway. But as you can see, we're coming down to the final corner now. No one's able to really find a way to try to get around each other. As we're coming to the final corner, we're trying to make a move on to the outside, but we're just not going to have enough momentum. And we're all going to finish nose to tails in a single file line as we finish 5th place in this racetrack. So now we're going to jump up to our final race and see if we can at least capitalize that and get another win. So coming to the final race now. Starting in 5th place, we are on the outside, as I honestly don't like starting on the outside on this racetrack, especially going into turn number 1. But we're going to see what we can do here as we are on the outside here. We try to cut right in front of him, and the car behind us gives us a break, which is thank you to the car behind us. But you can see 1st place goes very wide, and you can see that 1st and 2nd are now fighting side by side as we head into the first part of this S section here. Going side by side, the white car gets punted out wide, and we're trying to keep it onto the inside here so we don't make contact with him, but he makes a little bit of contact with us as we are now in the podium as we come into the final part of the S section. We're going side by side now as we're going to head into down low curve. We're able to etch him out as we are now in 3rd place and are able to cut right in front of the 4th place car as we jump into the final corner. So coming to the final corner, 1st and 2nd are still fighting side by side, and we're just trying to follow them as we come out of the final corner. We're still right behind 2nd and 1st as we are coming down to the start finish line and start our 2nd lap. So coming down on the straightaway, 4th place is still right behind us as he's actually catching up to us since he's in our slipstream. As we're going to cautiously take turn number 1 so we don't run into the back of 2nd place, but 1st place and 2nd place swap positions now as we're going single file coming out of turn number 1. See, 1st goes a little bit wide, and we're going to keep it on to the inside here as we're going to try to defend our spots as we head into the S curves. Coming to the S curve is still very early on the race, so I'm not expecting 4th place to try to make any crazy rational moves, but you can see he's bumping us from behind as he's just getting kind of impatient there as we're still falling nose to tail on the 2nd lap. So coming into down low curve as we're going to come into the final corner, you see 2nd goes very narrow inside as they're almost making contact as they're coming down the final corner, and they're going very close side by side as we are watching some really good racing here as we come down to the line, and we're going to start lap number 3 here, as we're gonna make a move onto the inside. But you see there's another car making a move to the inside, so we're gonna shift it to the outside as we're going side by side as we head to turn number 1. The white car actually bumps out the second place car, and the second place car gets a penalty. So is the white car, and the second place car goes out wide, and he is in the gravel as we are going out wide too, coming out of turn number 1, and we're trying to keep it onto the inside. The Brazilian's able to make an overtake on us as we come into the right hander. The Brazilian behind us actually bumps us out wide, and we are in the dirt there as he makes the overtake on us. A very, very dirty maneuver there, and the car right behind us is now trying to make a move onto the outside, but he's gonna follow back in line as we got pushed out wide by the Brazilian ahead of us. And we are now demoted all the way into 5th place as the car in 2nd still has a service penalty. So let's see if we can try to catch up to them, as we still have about 4 laps left. So we're not worried too much here as we come down to the start finish line. So coming to the start finish line, we start our lap for lap number 4, and you can see there's still a car right behind us, and we're going to try to see if we can try to catch up to 4th place ahead of us and see if we can make any overtakes before the end of the race. But unfortunately we were unable to do so as we come into the final corner now on the final lap, and we're going to finish this race in 5th place after almost fighting for a 2nd place position. And we just have to finish it there and fall for a 5th place position. But we didn't lose any position, we didn't get any positions, as we just started in 5th place, so it really didn't hurt us that much. But I wish we could have finished in 2nd place if we would have not lost it onto the grass and then got bunted out wide. But the first part was our fault, second part was definitely the other car's fault. But oh well, I mean, it's a race. We'll get him back on the next one. As you can see right there, we did finish in 5th place. So very, very entertaining races. I'm really enjoying this daily race day. I'm actually enjoying all the daily races of this week. It's really, really fun to do all of these, especially with these Group 3 and Group 4 cars. The next video might be on Spa. It just depends. Spa is really, really difficult to do a lot of overtakes, but this one was just really, really fun because you can have a lot of close racing. And not only that, the final corner and turn number 1, you can have a lot of really good side-by-side racing if you can find people that are clean and don't push you out wide. So I hope you guys found this video very entertaining, and if you guys did, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video. And if you guys really found it entertaining, I hope to see you guys on the next one. Peace out.